Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, first things first, let's see where we are. We're still at 10.7. I've come down quite a bit from the early morning of up at 15, and now just kind of hovering out of the range. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I've been proactive about this. I've contacted my diabetic nurse to make sure the settings on my pump were entered correctly, because there could be something with his brain in doing it, but we'll see. She's going to contact me around 10, so we have time enough to do a video first. In range, 46% time in range. Above 10% is still 54. In range, I'm 46. If I didn't change my site yesterday, I would have been more out there, more up. My average blood sugar is about 10.5, which isn't great at all. Who knows? Today, I want to talk to you about outside influences on blood sugars. Stay tuned, and we will get into it shortly. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, outside influences. We've talked about this sort of around the basis of it, but we never honed in on examples of what this could be. First of all, high blood sugars. Obviously, eating. That's going to be the number one. And I know every time I have a high blood sugar here, it's always, what did you eat? Well, nothing different than what you guys give me. So, the one thing about diabetes care that they always use the patient as a scapegoat, and that really annoys me. First of all, when you come to the table with your doctor and you're telling them what you're doing, and if you're being truthfully honest with yourself, that no, you're not playing around with the insulin. You're not playing around with the amount of calories and not recording them, or carbs and recording them. It really is disheartening when you keep hearing, oh no, you're doing something. In fact, here, I kept going low. And for my team and I, this is something I've dealt with for years. Oh, well, he's got needles in his room. No. And even if I did, they're not kept out in the open. They're kept in a secure place. No one else is going to get a hold of them. I'm only using them if I need to go, I have high sugars and I need to give a shot. But I'm not going to go to the nurses and say, oh, can I please have a syringe? 'Cause I'm a bad little diabetic. It's a constant influx to take away my control, but that's a different. Sugar is in so many items. Did you know, and this is one that shocked me years ago, I don't know how much influence it has on higher blood sugars, but toothpaste has sucrose in it, or some form of sugar. That just shocked me. My first endo out of the real world. I had an endo when I was diagnosed, but my first endo out in the real world told me a story that there was a lady who had diabetes and her blood sugars were pretty well controlled, but every 2 weeks there was always a spike and they couldn't figure out why. And then it finally showed up that the hair dye, she got her hair colored every 2 weeks, or it may have been every month. I'm just saying 2 weeks. 2 weeks seemed to be a little much to get hair dye, but we'll say every month. That sounds better. And anyway, they were using the hair dye and the sugar got in through the skin. You know, it's like amazing. So you don't know where hidden sugars are. It could be in a product. It can be in food that you buy. Higher blood sugars can also be found in pop. And, oh, sorry, I got an eyelash in there. There we go. A lot of times when I was working in a convenience store, we'd hook up pop containers, like bulk syrup, so that people could come and get their soda drinks, right? There were people for inspection. You had to have all your flavors available. And if you didn't, you get marked against it. So people were hooking up Pepsi to diet lines. And then they just think, oh, well, we'll just change it back. The problem is the sugar seeps into the lines. So if it's done once, it can seep and be in the lines, and you're never going to get the true syrup. They have to pull out all the lines and then re-put them all in. So if you take a sip of a drink and it tastes sweet, I mentioned this, and I believe it was from Diabetes Strong, is take a test strip. It has to be a new test strip. But take a test strip, put it in a glucometer, and put it into the pop. If it says low, it's sugar-free. If it says high, it's full of sugar. And it was kind of like someone came and flicked on the light switch. So don't assume just because someone's put on a sign that says sugar-free that it is. I'm not going to get into the legalities of it, but I'm sure someone would have a case. You need to be aware of what you're eating. Getting a small carb book, Carb King, I think puts out a pretty good one with pictures. And this could be for home, for prepared foods. It could be out of, you're going to a fast food place. Everything around could influence your sugars. We've talked at nauseum about getting sick on this channel, but that is an outside influence. That is going to cause, in most cases, your blood sugars to go up. So, how do you stop this? Well, basic steps. Wash your hands, get the flu vaccine, any other vaccines that are going to keep you healthy. Yes, it's great to say, oh, I don't put anything man-made into my body. Huh. Yeah, I'm sure you've never had pop. You've never. Come on now. But a virus or bacteria affects you, you're going to get sick. Sick is like your body's under attack, and it's going to be the fight or flight reflexes. And you're going to start to give your body's going to get all the help it can to fight. Sorry about that. That was my nurse getting back to me about some of the errors I made on this system. But changing from one pump to another, I missed how fast the insulin goes in increments and the length. But we'll see how that works during the night. So what I was talking about is your body is going to give all it can, and it's going to go, you're under stress. What's happening? So the liver lets go glucagon, and thus your blood sugar will go up. So I'm counting that as an outside influence. Things are going to happen like this all the time. Be ready to act. Don't let illnesses and viruses and bacteria enter your body. Wash your hands before you eat. Probably a good idea throughout the day if you're able to wash your face. Get any of bacteria away from your face. Another influence is when we lived down in Houston, there was a pool, and I went to that pool. I just enjoyed the pool. But I did a lot of diving, and like I'm talking kind of scuba diving, where water got into the ears. That was the stress under the body. And we went, got it looked after, took a couple of days. In about a week and a half, my blood sugars were okay, I guess. We went a couple of times to see the doctor there. But my urine sugar went back to negative pretty quickly. So all is good. So allowing your body to heal thyself is awesome, but when you're dealing with infections and stuff, you're going to have to deal with it quickly. Just came to mind one other thing that is an outside source, which most diabetics love, are sweets and food, and that is an outside source that will affect your blood sugar. You could say, oh yeah, I don't know why my blood sugar is high. I'm taking my insulin. Yes, but if you're eating way more carbs than you're accounting for, it's going to be hell on wheels. Your blood sugars are going to be up there. So utilize your carb counting effectively. And with that, have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.